Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be turning this delicious raccoon into a burger. Doesn't look right.
Get a lower angle on it.
So you guys want to catch a coon, make some raccoon burgers? Oh, I got a big trap. Best kind of raccoon. Want to know why? Because they're eating the same thing that cows are eating. Corn, soybean, you know, they're eating grubs, frogs, ants, whatever they can find. If we have any kind of luck, we're actually going to catch a coon back here. Coons will follow that creek bed from their beds, and they'll go make their way out to the cornfields at night. They're almost 100% nocturnal, so they're super difficult to hunt. You guys see how big this trap is? Oh, I could fit in it. I set it up over here. When you set up your trap, you want to make sure that it's on a flat surface here. You want it to be nice and level. You don't want it to be too rocky. When the raccoon comes in there, it starts to wobble. It's going to start to make the raccoon panic. Just got a foot pedal here, connected down here. So when that foot pedal gets depressed down here, that's going to drop that door. And the door is shut, and the raccoon can't get back up. Guys, then we get ourselves a meal. Raccoon burger. Think about it, raccoon burger. For bait, I pulled a little trick on the raccoon. What I did was, salmon, but the trick is I ate all the salmon already. So what I'm gonna do is actually throw an empty can of salmon and all the liquid that comes out of it, you know, the kind of stuff that you don't want to put in your sandwich. I'm gonna toss that into the back of the cage. I'll push that right to the back of the cage. All right, we want a hair trigger, just so, very, very lightly. There we go. I'll come back tomorrow. It's been a couple days. I've been checking the trap. Haven't had anything yet. I just went around the corner. I know there's a raccoon in there, but it's part of the cycle of life. You want to eat meat. There's one shot and the raccoon is completely dead. Alright guys, after a lot of processing, we got a raccoon running out of light today, so it's not going to happen. I'm going to have to come back tomorrow. We're going to make a fire, grind this guy up, turn him into a burger. I think it's going to be pretty good. What do you guys think? Would you eat a raccoon burger? Would you think about eating a raccoon burger? I'll leave that up to you. I've already made up my mind. So I got Jeremy here. He's got the bag of raccoon. So I thought it would be a good time to head out to the cabin here. We're almost there. We're going to make some burgers?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, raccoon burgers on the way. We've got the stove all fired up. Everything's all ready to go. Yeah, and hopefully I've prepared it properly and I've gotten rid of all the glands.
Yeah,
I think I have. It's a smaller raccoon, so I don't think it was like full of scent glands and things like that.
Yeah.
So we'll have to maybe do a second check.
Okay.
But they hide inside the fat. And we've done a video about cleaning raccoon before, so you have to go back and check it. Maybe I'll link down the bottom. You've been eating a lot of raccoon lately?
Well, I ate one, but it stretched out over a lot of meals.
Yeah,
I posted a video about that recently.
And you said it was one of like the best meats you've had, like one of your favorite.
I really like it.
Yeah. Jeremy, you want to introduce the spices?
Sure. Yeah, I didn't bring too much with me, but what we'll mix with these burgers are some yarrow, so that's Achillea milfolium.
Is that not a medicinal plant?
It is also a medicinal plant. Yep.
So we're gonna get cured of all our ails?
Maybe. Yeah, and I drink it in tea quite a bit. And I've been using it as a spice on roasts, and I quite like it.
Is that the yellow plant?
No, it's white flower.
Yarrow. Okay, yarrow. I know it's the white one.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's got some coloring on the inside of the flower. Sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, tinting.
Maybe I'll try to find, I might have some file footage of a live plant if you're interested in looking for it.
Yeah.
But maybe I should give you guys a reference of what it smells like.
Or you can copy one off of the Wikipedia Commons too, right?
That's true.
Just a picture.
Yeah, because you should know if you're going to go looking for it, but don't take my word for it, check your resources.
Sniff that one. This is the wild leeks.
Oh.
So these are just the greens. If you're
Right.
picking a wild leek patch, if you just pick the green tops, you can dry them and they're fabulous. You can crumble them up and add them to things. And you can't really hurt the patch if you're picking lots of the greens. Obviously, don't pick them all.
It doesn't smell strong like probably when we eat it, it'll smell stronger. So it's like onion, right?
Yeah.
Like a sweeter version of an onion?
Yeah. Yeah, and a little bit garlicky too.
If you're ever grinding up meat like this, what you want to do is make sure it's like kind of still frosted. It won't bind up so much. We may have some binding issues here because it's actually a little bit too warm for my preferences. So this is doing the job that your teeth would normally be doing. But on a wild animal, there's a lot of chewing that needs to happen because the meat's tough. So this is kind of like liberating those calories. You want to stick your finger in there?
Maybe. Does that look like...
I was gonna get Courtney to help me with this video. I just didn't get the time to do it. I was gonna get her to grind my greasy meat and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, you're gonna turn it into one of those
I was gonna
videos,
make it really dirty.
on your unlisted channel.
Grab my greasy wild meat, just grind on it. She was gonna do all the grinding work, but Jeremy gets to be the beneficiary of all the grinding of the wild meat to help him on his wild food diet. So this is a fair amount of work. I do actually feel it in my muscle here. Thankfully, we're almost getting to the end here.
I mean, you can get some really fast electric grinders, but for these guys, you can find them at yard sales. Like, they work so well.
Nobody wants them anymore. Nobody wants
them anymore, and they last forever.
Nobody wants a 60-year-old grinder. Sometimes you just have to make do. Sugar's always good in meat. It's a weird thing that people think that. I think that sugar and meat don't go along together, but they really do.
Yeah.
And then why would you waste maple syrup in raccoon burger? But again, if you're trying to go on a wild theme, this is it. You collect all of this, you don't need any sugar. And there's lots of nutrients in sugar in the syrup.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people don't
Yeah.
understand. So if you weren't privy on what that is, you would think that's hamburger meat at this point with a whole lot of really great spices.
I almost always say oops when I add maple syrup to something. It's like, oh, accidentally put too much.
To my benefit.
Yeah, we'll be alright. And then we'll mix it.
Let's grab the pan here. Don't mind the cottontails on the ground. They're always part of our lives, some way or another. If not them, some other wild animal. You keep everything well lubricated. You don't want anything to stick. That looks really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And that's probably not a very thin grind on it, but I think it'll be fine. So we're going to start with 2 big Whoppers.
Oh, listen to that.
So now your mouth is watering, so pause the video, go get a snack, so you can eat coon burgers with us. There we go. Right, so while we're waiting for our raccoon burgers to cook, we have some gruel. Want to talk about the gruel?
Sure.
All right, talk about the gruel. I'm going to gruel it up.
All right. So the gruel is red oak acorns that were harvested and then dried, then shelled, and I used the hot leach method to remove the tannins. So the hot leach method is just to boil them repeatedly. So I cook on a wood stove. I heat with a wood stove at home. I don't cook on it, necessarily, but I do heat with it. So I've had a pot of boiling acorns on there going for the last couple of months, and I just keep switching the water out and then adding new acorns when my batch is finished, and so that's what this is.
There you go.
Oh, thanks.
We had acorn flour before baked into a cobbler.
Berry cobbler,
yeah, with apples, I think it was, and blueberries.
And walnuts?
Possibly some black walnuts in there too. Yeah. And it was really good. It wasn't bitter at all. So the trick is, I guess, to get the right amount of tannins out. Mm-hmm. But this, I ate a pile of it last night because we're eating all wild all this whole weekend, including the burgers. But I was getting hungry and I didn't want to eat. What did we have last night? Goose
stew.
No, the stew, rabbit, hare squirrel stew. And it was getting hard to eat. And it was only like the first boil of it, so it's hard to eat. It's hard to chew. Yeah. So I wanted something I didn't have to chew. So this was like, can I have this? And Jeremy's like, yeah. So it is a gruel.
And you can use it on as a topping, as a base. You can add it as a thickener to soups and stews. It's pretty flexible. And acorns have a really great balance. Like they've got carbs, fats, and proteins.
Beauty. And of course the adobo spice is optional. You can get that on, there'll be a link in the description. Zach Fowler sells it on his website. Maple syrup addition is also optional. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so
Let's eat.
I think you get a prize if you eat one of the glands.
Oh yeah.
Because it's always going to be raccoony.
Is it?
It's going to be raccoony if you get a gland. I'm not saying 100%
Oh, yeah.
got
If
rid
you
of all
get gland, yeah.
Right. Not 100% certain I got all the glands. I can taste everything you put in it. I can taste the maple syrup. I can smell the yarrow. Taste and smell it. It smells good. It's got that aroma to it. It's good. I think the grinder's a little chunky on the chunky side.
A little bit.
Could be a finer grind.
Yeah.
If you use electric, you can actually pass it through twice, so it'll get a finer grind, and you can also use different blades. I haven't had any hint of raccoon odor or flavor at all yet. Have you? No.
It's kind of like a pork burger.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. Like if you serve this to somebody, they would not know it was raccoon.
No, they would wonder what the spice is, isn't it? Because
Yeah, I
the
think they
yarrow
would.
is not a. It's not really comparable to any other spice that I normally use.
No.
But the leeks are good. They add that little bit of garlic onion.
Yeah, I forgot about leeks. I don't taste the leeks as much, I think.
No.
I think the yarrow is kind of hiding that oniony flavor, or at least just accentuating it, but
But the maple syrup's in there.
yeah, the maple syrup 100% you can taste. Yeah, and it's adding that sweetness to the meat that you want. Yeah.
Or just cutting it off right at the head.
I think they're kind of at the base of the skull.
Yeah, like jaw.
And then in the head at the on the top of the tongue or something like that. I forget now, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple. So if you don't keep the head, you're pretty much clear of all that. But you can't. It's hard to tell what the glands look like. They look like little green, sometimes whitish, and they're tucked right inside the folds of the muscle, and also sometimes buried into the fat.
They look like a white bean. Oh, those look good, eh?
Put one up. We need more raccoon.
Yeah, let's cook.
I'm hungry. So while we wait, yeah.
No. Okay, I'm done.
You done?